I think it's time for a book review, and today I'm going to be looking at Dread Nation. But before I begin, my name is Elroy. This is my world. If you are signing in for the first time, please click that subscribe button. If you like what you hear, hit the notification bell, and you'll find that every time I make a noise. If you like this review, please click that like button, and that will allow, according to the YouTube algorithm, I believe, more people to be able to hear this. So definitely hit that like button, and if you want to add other things that I should talk about in other book reviews, then leave comments down below. I'm very keen and curious just to see what you guys have to say. Now, I'm going to be reviewing Dread Nation, a book that was written by Justina Ireland and published in 2018. And what I'm going to do in this review is I'm going to go through our main characters, the ones that we focus on, the plot, the pros, the cons, who this book is for, and if you should pick it up. Now let's get started. The two characters that I feel are the most central in the entire book are Jane McKean, the character who basically is writing the book. Everything is seen from her perspective in this book, so everything you hear or you'll get her thoughts and everything like that. The other character that sticks with her the entire way through is Catherine Kate Devereaux. So these are the two characters that you're going to be seeing from beginning to end of Dread Nation. Now, the book is set in the 1880s, in a time where the dead rose to life during the Battle of Gettysburg. Because of this, the war was never finished, and we still have two different views on how life should be lived. We have the survivalists, who believe that the blacks are below them, and that they should be used to fight the undead, while the egalitarians believe that everyone needs to work together now more than ever in order to survive. So our main character is Jane. She's a 17-year-old black girl who is taught at a private school called Miss Preston's. She's taught how to fight and kill the undead, known as shamblers in this book. She is shown to be very efficient as a student, especially when it comes to self-defense, use of weapons, and basically she's really a clever character, and I really enjoyed seeing her develop throughout this book. It focuses on her journey as a student and her trials as she's punished basically for breaking and entering. She's sent into a town in the outback. The town that she goes to with Kate, or Catherine Devereaux, treats black people as pretty much slaves more than anything, and white people are like royalty in this town. Now, I'm not going to get too into detail about her journey from here on out through this review, but I will say that the story does take an interesting look at gender roles, the idea that women are weak, that whites are above everyone, so it looks at racism, and the culture of those times, and how white people thought that they were just better than everybody else. There's a lot to this book, and some of the characters I think will definitely make you incredibly angry, and others will show you that there's definitely hope for humanity in a post-apocalyptic world. So there's a lot of work that you can definitely see needs to be done in this society in the 1880s. Now, a couple of the pros that I wanted to let you guys know about are the scenery in this book. I think that it is incredibly well crafted. While I was reading, I could picture everything perfectly. I really enjoyed the scenery in this book and how basically everything was described. If there was death, if there was live killings, shamblers, all of that is in this book, so I thought it was great. The action sequences, like I just said, killing of shamblers and any fights like that, and the character dialogue, it's incredibly well formed, well versed, and well worth a look at. As mentioned before, some characters make you feel incredibly and deeply rooted, some sort of hatred that you could not imagine feeling for people like this, which I think, to me, it adds to this thrill of hoping that you can see these characters die and eventually they'll get their comeuppance. Eventually something bad will happen to them. This is the kind of characters that are created and portrayed in this book. One other pro, and I think that this is great, is that there are strong female characters who aren't strong just because, oh, we need to empower women. They're strong because they have, from the beginning, Jane McKean is the character that we focus on, and she is strong because she has had to train, she's had to learn. She is just a strong character all in all, and I actually love that about this because we have some strong female characters in this book. Now, there are a few cons, or a couple cons, that I found, and the first one that I want to say is that if you want resolutions and you want your books to be wrapped up in a nice, neat little package so you can just read this one and get it done with and you're not waiting for the next one, then you're not going to get that. Instead, this one is left open-ended for you. So you will want to read the next one that does come out, and I have to admit, I'm pretty keen to read that. Now, If you want this book basically, to be something that you can pick up and put down and you're done, then that's not what you're going to get. So please don't expect that from this book. That's all that I want to say about that. That's basically the only con that's really there, is that if you want, and when I say people, the resolutions, I'm talking about other people that are meant to get their comeuppance that you don't get to see in this book. But I'm not going to go too far. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much. Now, who this book is for: if you like the TV shows that I like The Walking Dead and Z Nation, and you want to read or go into a more immersive world like these, then this book is for you. If you enjoy books that draw from historical facts, and this is something that I didn't know until I read and afterward part of the book, is that schools like Miss Preston's were created for Indigenous people in America, and views and attitudes in the book, they may have represented the different groups of people in those times. And Justina Ireland, did a bit of research on this, which I thought was great. Also, if you enjoy books with characters that you love to hate, or if you enjoy strong female characters, or to be fair with you, strong characters in general, because there are an array of characters that are just great because they are great, and well fleshed out, this again is the book for you. I think that if in terms of age, it's definitely more suited to young adult readers, but if you're like me and you're not a young adult, you can definitely still pick this up and enjoy the book. I would say that the youngest you would probably want someone to read this at is probably 15 years or over. That's just what I would recommend. You might want someone maybe 13 or 14. I wouldn't go any lower than that. Now, basically, the final thing I want to say is, should you pick this up? Now, this is a book that I will definitely say I had to pace myself with, because I couldn't put it down. That's the 100% truth. I could not put this book down. Now, I like to make my books last because, I find it to be an investment. And this is it's just an easy and intriguing read, with this main cast of characters that are so interesting, so diverse, and they have this incredible amount of room to grow, that I thought this book it's worth at least one read. If you're going to pick this up and you've been looking, or if you've been going to the bookshops and you've been looking at this book and you've seen it and you're not sure if you should read it, I definitely think pick it up. It's worth at least one read. You can sell it off afterwards. That's all I'm going to say. I thought it was great. It has enough action. There's character development, twists, turns, surprises, everything that leaves you wanting more. And then there's even unanswered questions. So if you feel like, okay, I've had this one book and I want more, there is another one that I believe Justina Ireland is currently writing or ready to release, that is going to come out pretty soon, I hope, and I can't tell you that for sure, but there is so much to this book and so many reasons to pick it up. I think definitely it's worth giving this book at least a chance, one chance just to read this book. I'm glad that I gave this book a chance, and I definitely think that you should try it out as well. Now, if you like this review, please click that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. That is all that I'm going to say for this review. Thank you for joining me. Dread Nation, pick it up. I loved it. Took me a little while to read, and that's because I had to pace myself. Otherwise, I reckon I could have finished this in a week. It is that good and that engrossing. Definitely take a look at Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. My name is Elroy. This is my world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.